That was tough. I do ask myself sometimes, is this body still made for any marathons? So 20 miles planned today, and what we're going to do, we're on somewhere called the Marriott's Way. Now I have mixed memories of this place. We come on holiday here most years and I love running on it in the summer, but in February we did try doing a marathon all the way along here, and in a crowded field it rates as one of my worst running experiences of the year. It's unwalkable, never mind unrunnable. So today what we do, we're playing it safe. We're going to go from this car park, mile and a half out, mile and a half back, mile and a half out, mile and a half back, and we'll set up some drinks, gels. Dawn's got some new insoles in the shoes, so if they don't work she can change the shoes.
I think we've got a plane overhead.
RAF are out. So yeah, and what we're trying to do is each 3 miles we're going to try and run progressively, starting quite slow from about 9:15 to 9:30 pace, working down to marathon pace by the end. So lots might happen today, but let's see. So currently averaging 9:12 pace on mile 1, where the range is 9:15 to 9:30. So it's important on these progression runs we don't set off too quickly, even though it feels super comfortable to do so, because by the end you won't be wishing you run those first miles a little bit quicker.
And I just had nothing and my legs were just so heavy.
So mile 1 I got 9:15, Dawn got 9:18. And what a difference a few months make from when we ran on here back in February. Absolutely beautiful surface now. So mile 2, a bit of a discrepancy, 9:15 for me, 9:27 for Dawn. So shoes.
I've gone with the Nike Vaporflies today. I thought I'd give them a go. I've worn them for up to 10 miles and I thought, let's see what they feel like over a longer distance, but if they don't work out, I've got others in the car I can change into, so ideal opportunity to try them.
Quick pit stop there, so I think I'm going to have to exceed the stated time for this mile to catch Dawn up. So that's the first 3 mile block completed. Gone past the car park and we're heading out now towards Norwich. Dawn got 9:19 for last mile. I think mine was about 9:08 because I had to play catch up. So now we're looking for 9 to 9:15 for the next set of 3 miles. Take one of these fast chews, electrolyte tablets. I do sweat quite a lot. It's quite pleasant today compared to what it has been, about 21 degrees, but I do need to replace electrolytes during the run.
It is quite humid though because we're in a lot of tree cover.
RAF again there. So at this stage everything nicely under control, but there are so many things can go wrong in a long run, and I'm always looking over my shoulder waiting for something to come and bite me. So later in this video we'll take you through 10 things we've come up with that are mistakes that can ruin your long run. Mistakes we've made several times, so hopefully you won't have to. So a bit of a GPS black spot there. Still hear the RAF on manoeuvres. Mine went to 9:39 pace and down to 8:53. Dawn similar up and down, so hopefully it'll smooth itself out. This was a section on the marathon where my spirit started to sag. It was really muddy, squelching along. Nice soft surface today, as trails should be for people like me. So 9:03/9:04 for that mile. Mile 5. Quick drinks break and then we'll head out. We're going to do 2 miles out that way and 2 miles back to avoid the GPS loss down that way. So 2 in that way, 2 back, and then 1 out, 1 back. And a change to the change, we're doing 3 miles up and 3 miles back, and we get to see the lovely Reepham and Whitwell Heritage Railway Station. Quite a traily trail this last mile past the railway station, so we might miss this bit out next time. Not good for Dawn's Achilles, that last part of trail. but now we're back on the nice smooth stuff. I think we'll cut that bit out on the final section. Old shunter up ahead.
You cheeky bugger.
So now in the 8:30 to 8:45 range for block 4. What's happening now?
Changing my shoes.
So verdict on the shoe change seems to be for Dawn. Not all carbon shoes are the same.
No, they're not. I just wore the Vaporflies. They were okay for about 10. After that, I started getting quite significant toe pain really. So I've changed into my Pro 2s.
Team Adidas today. So we're now on a 3-mile segment where we are looking for 8:15 to 8:30 pace in miles. Into the 8 to 8:15, it's beginning to tell. Dawn's working hard, just about holding on to pace. Into mile 17 now. Whew.
I was struggling, so I dropped the pace for the last few miles.
That was tough. I do ask myself sometimes, is this body still made for any marathons? Sometimes I just think I'd like to sit here contentedly and watch the river flow. Dawn's still up there. I hope she's not miscounted and gone up an extra mile up there for 21. Now here she comes.
That's what you call a bear on your back.
So what happened there? You were running along, feeling alright, up to about 16 miles, and then?
All of a sudden I just felt like my energy just drained from me. It was really bizarre. And I just had nothing and my legs were just so heavy. So I guess that's what they coin a bear on your back.
Is that down to fueling, do you think?
It could well be. Maybe I've just not eaten enough in the last few days, not enough carbs. I only had 2 slices of toast this morning and banana. Maybe I should have had porridge like you, Mr. Motor.
Well, there's so many things gone wrong for me in long runs over the years. I think I now get really focused on trying to get every little thing right. In fact, after this video, we'll go through some of the things that you could do wrong that can jeopardise your long run, because believe you me, I've done them all multiple times, many on the same day. It's good for you, this running game.
After the run, I got into the Recover Pro trousers, which was to aid my recovery.
So it's now 2 days later, still running. So those 10 things that if you don't do right can mess up your long run. First one is not having any context to it. Now I'd done a flat out 5k 2 days before, but I knew I should be able to complete the run as we set it up. Had I done a flat out 5k the day before, I might have made the paces slower or the blocks slightly less in distance. So the first thing you need to get right is make sure it fits in with the training that goes before.
So point 2 is making sure you get your fueling and hydration right in the days leading up to your long run. You don't want to be leaving it till the morning of, because it just doesn't work. So I probably didn't get mine right, but it's imperative really that you have a good carbo load and you're well hydrated. So point 2, get the hydration and fueling right and your long run will be successful.
Right, the next thing, third thing that if you get wrong can derail your long run is kit choice. So make sure you're not going out in a brand new pair of trainers or shorts you're wearing for the first time or vest you're wearing for the first time. And if you are slightly unsure about your kit choice, do what Dawn did and have the capacity to change the trainers halfway through the run. So third thing that needs to go right so it doesn't derail your long run is correct choice of tried and trusted running kit.
So point 4, even if you do get your kit and your shoes right, there are other precautions you should take to make sure you don't derail your long run. Those are putting Vaseline on your feet and other parts of your body.
So for you men out there, yes, down in the nether regions, I've had terrible long runs when my groin's been red raw by about an hour in because of a lot of Vaseline. So I know as part of my pre-run preparation, Vaseline those bits. Nowhere else?
Well, I tend to get chafing just on the arms, so I tend to do it on my arms.
So the fourth thing you need to do to avoid derailed long run is make sure you Vaseline those potentially sore bits. So we were staying down in Norfolk, and where we're staying there were loads of lovely country lanes and footpaths to explore, but it's not the place and time to go exploring when you're trying to do a serious focused 20-mile session like we were. So we obviously knew the Marriott's Way where we're going to run. In fact, the day before we're going to recce that car park to see if the out and back sections from there were suitable to do a long focused run on. And largely they were. So next point for successful long run is to know where you're going and what's going to happen at different parts of the run route.
Which leads us on to point 6, have a plan B. So for me, I used the first part of the long run to wear some different shoes. I wouldn't normally do this, however I knew we were going to be passing the car on several occasions that give me the opportunity to actually change, which I actually did do. I also changed my socks because the seam was rubbing into my toes. So point 6, have a plan B to your route just in case things start to go a little bit wrong.
Point 7, to have a successful long run, have a pacing plan. Don't just go out randomly, set off too quick and then be dying at the end. We had a specific policy there in 3-mile blocks. In fact, on my watch I set the session up to be 20 times 1 mile, no recovery, so I know exactly on each mile how fast we're going, could check the watch and absolutely nail those paces. So the 7th thing you need to do to avoid a long run disaster is to have a planned pacing strategy.
So point 8 is know your why. So there was points during that run that both of us wanted to stop, especially when I got to 17 miles and it started to feel like a bear on my back. But I know, John knows, we have a marathon coming up and this was an opportunity to do that session. So know your why and it'll keep you going, hopefully.
So the 9th thing that can derail your long run is poor in-run fueling and hydration. So I have a pair of shorts where I can take gels with me. I took 2 high energy gels, super gels if you like. I also took those salt chews because I know I sweat a lot, particularly in summer, and that could have derailed my long run. And because we're going out and back sections, we're able to hydrate well every 3 or 4 miles. So the 9th pitfall to avoid is poor in-race fueling and hydration.
So the final point, number 10, is to check out the weather. So you don't want to get up in the morning and find that it's going to be horrendous windy conditions and your course is going to be an exposed one, or that it's going to be really hot and you're setting out about 11-12 o'clock in the day. So always check the conditions. I always check it the day before and normally we get it right.
So there we go folks, our latest long run workout and 10 things to avoid that can mess up your long run. And if you'd like to see how we did on our last long run where I threw in something slightly different, then please look here above Dawn's head. I hope you've enjoyed joining us for the latest in our Chester and Abingdon marathon training series. If you have, please give this video a like, and if you'd like to see how our training progresses and further races we've got coming up, please subscribe to the channel. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.